to all the bad ideas with
Welcome,
your
welcome.
special frenzies. Today is February 20th, and it's your favorite dog's 9th birthday, Sealy.
Happy birthday, Quay.
Quay. Go have the quaviest day today.
I got an email today. Actually, I meant to screenshot it and send it to you. But we're like in the top 240 of personal journal podcasts because that's what
Oh,
our
I don't
category is.
understand what that means.
I'm assuming there's not very many people that categorize their podcasts as personal journals.
Okay, that was smart.
Personal journal and comedy, those are the two. Because it really doesn't make sense anywhere else, to be completely honest. Like, but it is. We're hilarious.
Well, don't try to put me in a box.
Yeah, it's like, this isn't working.
I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
But it sounds like we're gaining traction in the personal journals category.
I will tell
240?
Out of 241. For some reason, I was thinking about MySpace.
Okay.
And did you ever have a MySpace?
I didn't, but I know
I
what it
didn't
is.
think so. Yeah. So I guess the people who are probably 30, I think I was young for MySpace. Sorry,
Like, I
Mom.
had friends who had them, yeah, that were, like, probably on the younger
Yeah.
side, but, like, yeah.
Right. So it was like 30 to maybe 35. Bro, we were like the first coders. I don't know if you knew, but in order to design your page, you had to like put things in open carets, and then the only way to find out like was go find someone that had a cooler page than you and be like, what did you do? And then you would work with them. Anyway, I'll tell you more about that. But the reason I brought this up, I was thinking about Tom, the creator of MySpace, and how much of a narcissist he is. Did you know that? So first of all, you had top friends and they were
Right.
ordered.
Right.
And Tom was always one of these top friends.
So you really only had 4.
Tom, you are so self-absorbed. Anyway, to, like, have to be in every single person's top friend. Like, you don't have a choice. You're on my website. I'm gonna
Hey,
be
if
one of
you're
your
gonna
top
make
friends.
something that popular, go ahead.
Like, that is, I think Tom is your original narcissist, at least like on social media. Anyway, yeah, MySpace was a movement, and I miss it a lot because it was just so throwback. And I remember coming home from school, and so you could pick your music. Like there was a song that you could post on your page, and mine was Cyclone. She moves her body like a cyclone, and she makes me run.
Yes.
Okay. And my dad was a cheapskate, and so bought the slowest internet you could find. And so we had AOL dial-up. It was probably $10 a month. And so as soon as I was get home, as I knew it was going to take a long time. And so as soon as I would get home, I would go to the computer and log into my MySpace just so I could hear my Cyclone song. And then push plays and then like pause, so then therefore it would load. I'm not even exaggerating. It would probably take 30 minutes to load about 15 seconds. And then I would come back and listen to the first 15 seconds and then pause it another 30 minutes and then come back. By the end of the evening, I could listen to the full thing. Yeah. But MySpace was a great time that I wish was still around.
Well, now you have Instagram and TikTok, which is...
I just hate it,
I
you know? Like, I don't have TikTok. I mean, I do.
I
It's
don't
not
either.
downloaded
Yeah.
on my phone.
Yeah, same.
I like my life too much.
Yeah,
Do you know, why don't you have TikTok?
the same reason. I know that I would end up scrolling for forever.
That's not why I actually have it. I don't have
Okay.
it. I don't have, because that's Instagram. I don't have it because for some reason, more so than Instagram, when I would walk around the world and just be in my own life, I would think about random TikTok videos that came up, and my thought was like, oh, this TikTok, and they said this, and it was just like my free will was just, and I was like, oh my gosh, I like my own thoughts way more than other people's. Like, this is not happening anymore, and I instantly deleted it. I think I had it for like 2 days.
And you
And
would
then,
remember that many things from 2 days?
yeah. If you're on it for like an hour, and it was just really random, the things that would come up, and it was just these
Yeah.
connections.
You
Yeah.
are the target audience.
You got me. But I won because you're not on my phone.
I only have it still downloaded on my phone because I know that so many people use it that it's useful enough that if I need to search something like for a specific location or whatever, I know I could go find it and get like a review quickly. But then I search it, see the video, and put it away.
I need to use that more often because my favorite place in San Diego is this hotel called the Lafayette. And I thought sometimes I feel like we're living in the 90s still. I was like, oh, people just heard about this from word of mouth. And one of these players that I coach, she like started listing off all of my favorite places in San Diego. And I was like, how do you know? And she's like, TikTok. I'm like, oh my gosh, I should have just saved time and gone to see. They're popular for a reason. So TikTok made them famous, and I feel like I can use it more often.
The hard part is you have to be chronically online. I mean, unless you know what you're searching for, but it becomes popular because it's on your For You page and it just pops up the more that you like certain things. You have to be online and scrolling. I don't know how you would just know to search. Like, I mean, you could search popular hotels in San Diego or whatever, but like, I don't know. That's not as fun. It's not as exciting when it just pops up and you're like, ooh, I just found a new cool hotel.
That's what I kind of expect. It's like, show me the best stuff first, you know? If you're
Yeah.
gonna take my time, give it to me when it's hot.
Yeah. But no, they make you dig. You gotta learn who you are. They don't learn the ins and outs of your brain and what you like and don't like.
I feel like they do. When you have slow days off, like say the whole day off, do you have any traditions or routines?
Like specifically in season or just like any time in my life?
Anytime.
I don't know if I have an answer to either, but what's funny is whenever I have a day off, it is the only time I am happily getting up before 8 a.m. Only time. Unless for whatever reason, like, I don't know. Not very often on off days do I sleep in very late because it's usually just a one day and you're in your routine and you're up early. So it's like you can't sleep in anyway. And then I'm just so excited to go do things that are not volleyball that like I just am going. So I don't have anything specific that I do every time, but
Have you heard of sleep supportive families?
no.
Like you were either
Sounds
part of
like
a sleep supportive family or you
participation
were
trophy.
not. No. So I know what you're saying. It sounds very 2026. So my mom, when we were growing up, she did not care on the weekends what time we woke up.
Oh,
And which is crazy for some kids to hear because we would sleep until like noon or 1. That was super normal on Saturdays and Sundays. And then I've heard from other kids when they were younger, oh my gosh, I couldn't sleep past 7:30. My mom wouldn't let me. And so I don't know what your family was like.
oh, they didn't care. My parents
Okay.
didn't. My mom's up at 4:30, 5:30 in the morning to go to the gym all the time, but like my dad sleeps in. My mom can't sleep in. My mom can't sit still. So like she just is an anomaly. But like she didn't care if we slept in because she's like we were always playing sports. She's like, you guys are always busy and like doing things and you're good kids. You get good grades. Like you're doing all the things you're supposed to be doing. I could care less if you're sleeping in, like there's a lot of people that I feel like I'm really sad for their childhoods. I'm like, your parents needed to chill out. Remove the spoon from, jeez, like the fact that people couldn't have sugar cereals, that kills me. I'm like, sad. I know.
My
I
life.
know. It's so that was like a treat.
Now I
No.
can buy tricks whenever. Joke's on you, Mom.
The sugar cereals is something that always gets me. I'm like, as a kid, why would you ever want to eat anything else? Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It's not like it's that nutritious. Like if you're gonna eat cereal and like you can't have sugar cereal, the non-sugar cereals are not good, like that much better for you.
Yeah, I do see it.
Go eat
I
some
need to
fruit. Like what?
I would have, well, it depends. Like I had Honey Nut Cheerios, which I don't know if that's natural sugar compared to Honey Bunches of Oats and Life cereal. And what's even more weird is now I like love those cereals and I
Are you
only
telling
buy
me that
those
that's
cereals.
are you telling me that's better than like eggs and like or peanut butter and banana or like
No,
fruit
you're
or
right. Yeah,
yeah,
you're 100%. Yeah. Processed
just go
foods are
eat
never
sugar
better.
cereal. Like what?
Yeah. Just all cereal should have been banned.
Yeah, that route.
Yeah. I would go out of my way to go to a friend's house to eat Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, I think that's why we were always like the house that people would come over to because we ate crap food, we always had candy, we stayed up late, we slept in, but like we
Okay, so
also
you
weren't
were
doing
a part
bad
of the
things.
sleep supportive family. The
Oh
reason why
yeah.
I asked that was since you said you couldn't sleep in, and I actually in the last 2 days have gotten 24 hours of sleep about, and I really believe that part of it was my childhood. Was my mom just like never woke us up, as opposed to those people who are like, I can never sleep. Well, what time did your parents wake you up when you were 10 years old? So,
Like I can sleep, but like if we have an off day on like Monday or sometimes you have an off day on like Wednesday or Thursday and it's in the middle of a week where you're consistently getting up at the same time, I'm not gonna change it. I can't change it for one day. I can lay in bed for 4 more hours and maybe fall back to sleep, but like I'm waking up at 8 a.m. or 7:30 every day, like whether I
but
want
then
to
you
or not.
get so much done. So,
Only on the off day. During the week, I'm exhausted when I wake up.
the reason why I was asking is my new thing is pancakes when I have an off day,
Mm.
and I love blueberry pancakes.
Love
Put
that.
some bloobs in there. So good. And randomly, not all the time, but I'll think of this time where I went over to a friend's house when I was in college and we were making banana pancakes. And this is not an over exaggeration. I literally lost a friend over an argument about banana pancakes.
I'm not
And the
gonna lie, I'm not
argument,
surprised.
but it wasn't like, okay, anyway. So we're making the batter and he like cut up, and he actually was just a friend, like cut up bananas to put into the batter. And I was like, no, 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 like let's just wait and then we'll put it on after. And he was so adamant about putting the bananas inside of the batter. And I was like, but it was aggressive. You know, there's a difference of like, oh, I even made a suggestion of, okay, let's just split the batter in half and then you can have your bowl and do what you want with it and I'll have mine and I can do what I want with it. And he was still like, absolutely not. That is not okay. And he would not. And this happened, I think it was my freshman year, no, my sophomore year of college. And so this was 12 years ago. And so I think we were yelling at each other. But we did not have a relationship after. Like, I just was like, I don't want to be around you. Like, if you were that serious about, you're just
That's
gonna like
hilarious.
sacrifice being kind to me about how to put bananas in pancakes. This is unreal. So I'm putting the blueberries on the pancakes after I put them down. And I flipped it and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot about this story.
You put them on when?
So if you're making blueberry pancakes, which
Yeah.
if I had to guess with you, you would tell me if I'm wrong. You would just want the pancake by itself. You're like, if I'm gonna eat pancakes, I just want them plain and like tons of butter and syrup on them.
I'm not making pancakes. If I'm gonna eat a pancake, I'm gonna go somewhere and eat them. So
So I don't
I
even know
don't
if you have an opinion on this.
know.
So if you're putting
Well, no, I
fruit,
do have an opinion because I'm just like, if
do you
we're
put
about
the
to not
fruit
become
in the
friends
batter of
because
the
I agree with
pancake?
the other person. Like, I don't know about bananas because they're ginormous. Like, I would feel like you'd have to mash it up or
You'd
something. But
like
like
quarter them.
blueberries, you sprinkle them into the batter, yeah, and then just put it on there. Like, yeah, that makes sense to me because that's a blueberry pancake. Like, otherwise, it's like you're embellishing with blueberries on top.
When you have you made blueberry pancakes before? Okay, well then you don't know yet. When you put the batter, you pour it on. You can put the bloobs right on the pancake
Yeah,
after you pour it, and then
same
it's
thing.
like into the batter. Yeah. And that's the point. Was it's not that big of a deal. You're still gonna get the same thing.
I thought you
Like,
meant after you'd cooked it and you were just like, I'm like,
mm.
that's not a blueberry pancake, my friend.
Now that you say that, did he think I was saying that? And that's why he was so adamant.
It's like, you idiot, that's not a banana pancake.
It's going to be in the pancake. I really, really think this actually is a good segue into what I've learned that communication just comes down to misunderstanding. I don't know, of course, exactly the percentage, but I think a lot.
Oh yeah,
I
I believe.
really think so. And like who now we don't speak 12 years later because of miscommunication.
I hope he
That'd be
watches
wild,
this
but
podcast and he's like, that is what I meant.
so good. Yeah, but the thing that I was thinking about this week with learning is I went to dinner with this guy who's really high up at Samsung. So this guy has had a lot of big jobs. He was the head of transformation at LG and also was high up in IBM and also works for Samsung. And so it was cool to get his perspective. And he's a little bit older. So, like, it's cool to get his perspective in the sense of what he's experienced. And he said in a really broken down way, but this is something that I'm super passionate about over years of communication is number one, when it comes to communication, that's also like not the root. Like, a lot of people say that communication is really important. Speaking from hardcore experience, I think it's just who you are as a person. Like, if your ego or confidence is a little bit fractured, it comes out, especially in my opinion, with communication. Like think about the people who are super confident or have peace or are really calm at their core, it's going to come out in their communication.
Mhm.
And if they're imbalanced, typically their communication is imbalanced as well. So that's one of the things that we talked about. But something else that he talked about was when he was in these meetings with all these CEOs and trying to get people to be on the same page. And speaking of egos, right? All these people have had extreme experiences and are super smart people and are in these positions for many reasons. He was talking about how, first of all, he talks about something that they mentioned last time. And so therefore they feel like they're heard and being listened to and he brings it up. Number two is he tells them in a very genuine way, that he's respecting them and like honoring them. And so I think that complimenting people kind of break those walls down a little bit. And then lastly, if he has a suggestion, it's, hey, what do you think about doing it this way? And I also think that questions, this is one of my main points, that questions go such a long way, because it's really hard for someone to be defensive when you're asking them a question. And of course, tone of voice is really huge, but I think a lot of people put up these walls or take communication in a negative way when they feel like they're being talked at. And so I just think it's a good reminder in life. Like, if you're two things here, like, number one, it's going to help to get to your goal faster because it takes a lot longer when someone's defensive, obviously. And obviously, with a lot more grace is how it will be done. But then also, I think it eliminates time or room for unclarity, because an example is these pancakes. If it just were to like stop and ask a question of like, what do you think I'm saying? Now it can solve a bunch of things. Like, therefore, an example in these pancakes, like, how do you think what I mean? So then therefore, and then if they do think and maybe they'll repeat back to you exactly what you're saying, and then now you know where to go. But sometimes they may be understanding you differently. That was one of my biggest things this week, and I thought it was cool to go to this dinner to learn that this applies to all aspects of life, like not just when you're making pancakes, but it could be in big meetings or really anything.
I'm a big fan of questions.
Yep. You're really good at questions and asking the right questions, which I think is super vague, but important.
Yeah, it goes back to, we could reference that girl all day of finding the anchor and then asking about it. Like, you just have to pinpoint the most important part of whatever that, or it's whatever. To me, I think what helps me ask questions is like, you're always trying to find the root cause of whatever's being talked about. So it's like, okay, so you're telling me this thing, so I wonder if this or this has any effect on it. So we're going to ask a question about those things. And then it's like, let's keep digging deeper and pulling the layers of the onion back and see how deep we can get on, because there's a root to most things, like whether we believe it or not, or like want to say that out loud, but it's coming from some place, some emotion that whether you're aware of. So
I cannot agree with you more.
Yeah. And then when someone doesn't ask questions, it's like, do you care? No. That's a story for another time. So
I think it's that there's another option though besides that. Like, do you care? This is a tough perspective. It's like, are you intelligent enough to be aware and to form questions? Like,
there's another side.
Whether we want to admit it or not.
That's an even harsher reality.
I don't know which one's worse.
Yeah, it depends on where you're sitting and who it is. What you want from that relationship,
That's true. Tell me what you learned this week, Bert.
I learned how to make a candle.
Tell us all about it.
We did a team, I was gonna say bonding event, but I don't know. I feel like that's what we call these things, but it's like, that's what happens, but I don't know. Yeah. We were just like, we're gonna make candles as a team, and we had one teammate who had done it before, and so she got all the supplies, and so she just had this giant box of, one of them was like beeswax, like pellets. Like, I don't even know how else to explain it. They were just like solidified beeswax pellets. And there was another option, but I don't remember what the other kind was. And she was really good at knowing like how much you should use, but you listened to Ramat and you poured out however much you needed in your container. Basically, you just like filled up the container with them, because once it solidifies or melts, it should still be like relatively the same mass, volume. I don't know, whatever word fits there. And then you melt it in some kind of pan, and as it's melting, you pick out your scent. So she had like a bunch of different oils of scents that you could use. Let me put myself back in my pan. It's melting. You have to wait till like all the beads are melted, and so it's a pure liquid in there. And then yeah, you do the coloring. There was just like blocks of like colors, and you had to like kind of guess how dark you wanted the color to be, and then you like put these blocks in there and stirred it up, and it melted in because it was so hot. And then you added I thought it was gonna be really hard to do the scents, but it kind of makes sense that like, you know how you can even just smell an oil, I guess you start
makes sense.
It makes sense. You could just like, you can smell it a lot more. I think I have a really bad nose, so I'm always surprised when I can smell things. So I think I was expecting it to be harder, but you started adding one, I was like, oh, that smells like enough, that's a lot. And then you start adding more, I'm like, oh, I can start to smell the new one now. And so then you could tell like how they were mixing together, and then you stuck your wick to the bottom of your container, and then you poured it in, and then you let it sit for 2 days.
Wow.
I have mine.
Okay, let me see it. 2 days is a lot longer than I expected. And with your
I put rose petals in there. But
it's beautiful.
I know.
Great
Too
color
bad you
choice.
can't smell it. Thanks.
It's beautiful.
This one is cherry, forest pine, and lavender.
Wow. So, has it been 2 days? Can you light it?
I can. You want me to light it?
Well, I can't smell. You want to?
That'd
A
be good.
special occasion? That's really cool. It's a really
Wow.
good idea.
It's so easy. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was
That's my
laughing at your sense.
no. How many times can you say sense and sense in the same sentence?
Exactly. But the fact that you can't smell, I always forget
I
about
know.
this. And it probably smells good to you, but to the average person, it is probably so strong. You're gonna walk in and be like, wave of forest pine is gonna hit them in the face, and they're
I
not
didn't even
gonna know what to
consider
do
that.
with themselves.
Be like, wow,
And
that
be like,
smells
I can
so
barely
good.
smell it. What's wrong? And they're just having a sneezing attack, and now they're in the
What
ER,
is
and
that
now it's all
smell?
because you can't smell anything.
They're in the ER.
But I do have this philosophy that if you have a stronger sense, your other one is not going to be as strong. So for example, I have an insane sense of smell, but I cannot hear that great. And I've had LASIK, and so we can also say I can't see that great. But I can, if someone passes me in the street, typically I know what they're wearing. Like what cologne. That happened today in church. There's this guy sitting next to me. I'm like, are you wearing myself? He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Creepy.
I have a
That's
crazy sense of
impressive.
smell. Were you there that one day? I thought you were. When one of our players, Ari, went into Bristlecone, this coffee shop in our town,
Hmm.
and I walk into the office and it just feels like I'm in Bristlecone. It smells so strongly. And so I look at Ari, I'm like, were you just at Bristlecone? And she was like, yeah. Probably
Yeah,
expecting me to be like, oh, I saw you. I was like, I can smell it.
yeah, I remember that. I can't even imagine you being pregnant then.
Oh no. Yeah. Maybe it
Yeah,
was
I
from
can.
COVID also. You know how people lost their sense of smell? There had to be some sort of strain that gave you insane sense of smell. But you have really good vision. Like you
Yeah,
don't
to
wear
say it. I
contacts.
I can hear and see really well, but
Here, yeah.
I I don't know what I'm missing with taste, but I probably can't smell and taste very well,
I would
which is
much
fine.
rather take vision and hearing, the two most important, than
Yeah,
being able to smell someone's stupid cologne. So dumb.
I'm mad about it. Because then
We
you miss
should
out on
probably
like the bad smells too, you know? Like yeah, there's good smells out there, but there's a lot
exactly.
of
You don't
bad
realize
smells.
how much it sucks. It's not great. It's funny.
Wait, you went to the Super Bowl. Tell
Sure
us about
did.
it.
I definitely will tell you about it and have a few funny stories on the next episode.